Hi, my name is Aaron with the ReString Theory Stringing System. Today we're going to talk about instrument care and cleaning. If you have an acoustic guitar or any other type of acoustic instrument such as a ukulele, a violin, a mandolin, sometimes maybe even a banjo, it's always a good idea to make sure that you keep your instrument at a constant humidity. Most manufacturers recommend that you're around 45 to 50% humidity, especially with acoustic guitars and especially with instruments that have solid woods in them. If you're not sure what humidity your instrument should be kept at or whether or not you have solid woods in your instrument, check with your local guitar shop. They'll have good information that's more specific to your climate.
It's also a good idea to look into a humidifier or a dehumidifier. Some also make systems that will act as either. You also want to look for a hygrometer that'll measure the humidity and also store it in its case whenever possible with the humidifier. I'm going to start here by conditioning the fretboard. Here I'm using a lemon oil. There's also a lot of other fingerboard conditioners that you can use, and most pro luthiers will actually recommend that you use naphtha or some other solution similar to it. I don't like to keep it around the shop due to a lot of the harmful vapors that come out of it, as well as the flammability of it. So I'm using a lemon oil, and then I'm taking a dry cloth and wiping the excess off so that it doesn't saturate my fretboard and pop my frets. Another great thing about lemon oil is it breaks down the buildup of dead skin cells and the oils in your fingers, so that nasty buildup you start to get in your fretboard over time, it gets a lot of that out. So now we've got a clean fretboard, we can move on to polishing the instrument. I just give it a couple spritzes of guitar polish from about a foot away, and then I go over it with a soft cloth. And this is basically just going to be step one for me. You'll see here in a second I switch to my black microfiber cloth. With darker finishes, like the one that I have here, or especially with black finishes, it's nice to go over it with a microfiber cloth. It gets off a lot of that excess oils and things like that in the finish, which will leave you with a much better shine. So I'm going to get the top, the sides. Now, if your pickup has some sort of active, basically if it's powered by a 9-volt battery, now is always a great time to get in there and change the battery. I just changed mine recently, so I'm going to leave it in there. Now, it's also a good time to go over, just make sure that all of your screws, bolts, nuts, everything like that is nice and tightened down so you don't get any rattling when you finally get the strings on. And then finally, many musicians like to lubricate the nut slots. What I'm using here is a graphite and petroleum jelly solution that I've mixed myself, but a lot of companies will sell nut lubricants. And once that's all done, I've got my guitar ready for strings. To get your ReString Theory kit, or for more tips, tricks, and tutorials, visit ReStringTheory.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel.